Originally, this villa had a Tuscan feel with muted ochre walls and dark window treatments. Then it was bought by two young achievers who wanted to give it a bright new lease on life. To turn this into a home they will enjoy living in was a happy assignment for architect Stuart Allan.
Wow, Stuart, this is an impressive entrance. I must say, I feel like I've just stepped into a hotel foyer.
Interesting, Nick, because this wasn't the original intended entrance. The original intended entrance was at the rear of the home, but due to the slope of the site, it's a very, very steep site, that just wasn't architecturally possible. So we had to wow them with something spectacular, and this is what we did. We created this fantastic double volume space, and in houses like this, which are on very steep sloping sites, a lift is quite commonplace.
I must say the chandeliers are pretty unique as well.
They're not your traditional heavy chandeliers, they're inset into the ceiling space, and that just gives the impression that light is traveling in from outside, more like a skylight than a chandelier.
I'm getting an Eastern feel from the decor.
It's quite international. The clients, they travel quite a lot, and so they've collected a lot of pieces on their travels. It does resonate throughout the house, and do you want to go have a look?
Yeah.
The idea here is that the anticipation builds as the lift ascends, and that emerging onto the lifestyle level, guests will turn their heads and suddenly be caught by the splendor.
Oh, this is lovely. Look at that. Oh, okay. There it is.
That's absolutely what this house is about. The whole house revolves around that view, and we can't hope to compete with that, so we try to bring it inside to the house. We've got all these separate spaces which all have their own functions, main living rooms, dining rooms, TV rooms, and so on, but they all flow onto this beautiful space. And these floors, honed in full travertine, they're beautiful. We've used them as a common thread throughout the home, and it just brings a nice warmth and depth into the house. Well, Nico, welcome to the TV lounge, or as the owners refer to it, the Ralph Lauren room.
And we match it perfectly.
We do, don't we? We're perfect for today. It has a Ralph Lauren feel. It's sophisticated beach type of feel, and the owners really, really like spending a lot of time in this room. In fact, the paintings behind me were done by Cherie in this very room. Another feature in this space is these glazed windows, and they allow light to come into the space without compromising the privacy of the client. We've done this in a few other areas throughout the house. And this is the winter living area, although on a day like today with all the sun streaming in, it's a totally different room. But in winter, with this roaring fire, the curtains closed, it's a really nice, cozy place to be.
Was the furniture custom-made or was it sourced?
John and Cherie are a young couple, and so that's reflected in a lot of the bespoke furniture that is in this room and all the rooms. We've brought in some contemporary pieces, some younger pieces that are juxtaposed against some older antique type furniture within the room. There are also a lot of quirky elements throughout the house which kind of reflect the personality of the owners.
And of course, that's the dining area. What a perfect place to eat.
It is a fantastic dining area and a great place to be. Has obviously magnificent views, as do most of the rooms in this house.
This is where medical professional Cherie reigns in the baking stakes, with red velvet cake being her favorite. If retail executive John is cooking his specialities, which include risotto and making his own fresh pasta, Cherie might also be found painting in this indoor extension to the garden.
This room looks quite different to the rest of the house.
It's absolutely different, isn't it? And the rest of the house is very open and airy, and this is a lot more of a contained space, more tranquil, quiet. And we just felt it was a really nice addition to the home. Incidentally, Nick, this used to be, in the original design, the garage, which we decided to turn into a conservatory, and I think it works wonderfully well. It's a fantastic, tranquil place to be, especially with that water feature going there, leading out onto the alfresco dining area. But if you think this is a great space, come have a look at the bedrooms.
A feeling of grandeur and a sense of occasion is provided by this specially made crystal chandelier, which lights up the William Kentridge artwork. The 4 bedrooms are what they should be, sheer spoiling.
Architecturally, this used to be 2 rooms. This was originally a gym and a passageway into the main bedroom. This wall was taken down to create an extension of the dressing area and this fantastic tranquil zone.
I love this area over here, this view. I mean, it's like a Tuscan villa complete with olive trees.
That's really what I love about this house. It has so many of these little interesting spaces, but you ain't seen nothing yet.
Whilst they are very social, this sanctuary is the room the couple treasure most.
Look at that view. Who wouldn't want to wake up to that every morning? Absolutely spectacular.
Bespoke furniture again?
Absolutely. So all the furniture is bespoke. Most of it has a neutral palette, apart from a little bit of opulence in the dresser. Architecturally speaking, we have retained the arched windows, which you'll see throughout the rest of the house. That frames the bed really, really nicely. And that leads on to one of the most spectacular bathrooms I've ever had the pleasure of working on.
Oh my word, okay. I see what you mean. That is incredible.
Spectacular, isn't it? You know, the original brief was to create a home which was opulent, but practical and comfortable. And I think this room, more than any in the house, epitomizes that. I mean, who would not want to have a bath, in this space, looking out at that view?
They've done an excellent job of matching the pool color with the sea color, and at the right time of day, the two bodies of water read like one.
I think you'll agree, Nico, this is what this house is all about, this space and that view. One of the challenges on this project was the swimming pool, which is a rim flow, but is in actual fact a cantilever structure, which you can see from the driveway, that had its engineering challenges. Fortunately, we had a very good team on board on this project, and I think you'll agree, it all turned out really well.
It certainly did. I'll drink to that. In fact, I think I'll stay here a while.
Let's.
Or, as John and Sherry plan to do, stay for the next 25 years.